Well, hey, Glenn.
Hey, Chris. How are you?
Man, I haven't seen you in so long. How have you been?
I know. I've been fine. It has been a while.
It has. It's been days.
Days.
You been up to anything?
I am trying to catch up on some sleep because I am
You've been working
plain exhausted.
Yeah?
And it's not from work.
Is it mowing the lawn again? Last time that was your excuse.
No.
Push mower.
I took a little trip.
You did?
I did.
Isn't there a song about that? 1860 took a little... No. Did you? Where'd you go? Any place I would know?
Yeah, I think so. I went to a little place called Walt Disney World.
A tiny little corner of the earth.
Right next to Gatorland. Gatorland's little sister.
Have you ever been to Gatorland? I see that every once in a while.
I have never been to Gatorland. I've passed Gatorland, but I've never been.
I don't even know where it is. I need to go there. That's just for fun. I've never been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went to the Disney World. It was nice. This is fun. This is different. Usually it's Chris goes to Disney World and everybody goes yawn. What's he going to complain about today? But now we get you to complain about some things. So it's like
that's true.
A completely different show. All right. Do you have anything to talk about? Is there anything of note?
A little bit, yeah. So we just real quick. We were there for 8 days, and we went to Disney World 7 of those days. Well, 6.5 of those days, and then we went to Kennedy Space Center.
Did you?
Yes,
must have been fun.
Our second day there. It was a lot of fun.
All right, where do we start with this? I'm gonna get myself a beverage, and I'm gonna kick out my lazy boy here, and this might be the easiest show I've ever had to be in. So
yeah. Well.
All right, what do you want to talk about? Do you have any? Well, first of all, do you have any thoughts, or was it just like, it was okay, and we can go on and talk?
No,
about
overall we had a great time. The kids had a great time. We had a great time. The last Disney trip we took was to Disneyland last January 2016.
Wow.
So the last time we had taken a family trip to Disney World was February of 2015. So it's been over 2 years since we've been to Disney World. And what I found was my son he just turned 9 2 weeks ago. And so the last time he was at a Disney park, he was actually 7. And the last time he was at Walt Disney World, he was 6.
Wow.
And,
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was a little fuzzy on a lot of it. He kind of remembered things, but not exactly.
Wow, I never thought about that. Yeah. 2 years is a long time when you're that age.
It is. It really is. And so he was a little nervous with some of the rides because he couldn't really remember if he liked them or not. But he was a trooper. He went on a lot of stuff that I didn't think he would. Mm-hmm. And so he had a really good time. There were only a couple times where he was like, "Oh, I didn't like that ride." So, and then my daughter is 12, and she is a thrill seeker now. So she wanted to go on all the thrill rides. And so it was a fun trip. It was it was very hot. The crowds were manageable. I think I picked fast passes fairly decently, along with
what does that what does that mean? You picked them decently? You did them with flair and style, or what does that mean?
Yeah, so I picked them smartly. Okay. I picked the rides that had generally had the longest wait time,
you smartly used your
Mine
fast
Train.
Passes. I see.
And I made all the fast passes in the morning so that I could get additional ones later on in the day.
Okay.
So I think I worked that system fairly well. I had the benefit of a certain other bit of information that helped me through my journey.
That's a super secret project.
In the park. So the combination of the two things, we rode pretty much every single ride in every single park that we wanted to ride, which was pretty much everything. I mean, there really weren't, like at Magic Kingdom, we did not ride, I think, the Tomorrowland Speedway and Tom Sawyer Island. I think those are the only two things we didn't do.
Wow. Well, wait, before you get into that, so if you don't mind questions, because I saw you for a couple of those days, but it's almost like we can't be friends now because now we have this world famous show to do. So I couldn't ask you anything while you were here because we're like,
That's true.
Save it for the show, Chris.
Right.
So
show comes first.
Wait, what? What was that?
The show comes first.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
We need content.
Man. Showbiz. Anyway, so let's try to think myself in terms of park goers and how they think. So number one question usually is on property, off property. So what'd you do? Where'd you stay?
Yeah, so we stayed at the All-Star Music.
Okay.
And it was serviceable.
It was serviceable. Okay.
I mean, that's quite honestly, that's
When you get mugged?
the best way to put it.
Now you've stayed at all strata of Disney hotels.
Yes.
But you've stayed at budget ones before, haven't you?
I have.
Okay.
We've actually stayed at All-Star Movies before.
Right.
We've stayed at Pop Century.
I don't remember, and I don't remember you being like you seemed really kind of down on this hotel resort. Do they call them resorts at that level? Not to be
no, it's pretty much a motel. I mean, quite honestly.
Okay. But you weren't this down on it last time. So was there something different about this stay, or is it just you're all with your stardom here, you're spoiled, or what was?
I think no, I don't think this. I think that if we are, okay, I didn't really want to get into this analysis, but thinking about it, Disney has they're really making it the have and have nots.
We've discussed this before, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where you can stay at the Poly or the Contemporary or Grand Floridian or any of those, and you'll have it's beautiful. They cater to you and everything else. But the value resorts and the moderate resorts didn't used to be that far separated from the. It used to be you could stay at the All-Stars and you would still get great service, and it was still really like a Disney hotel. And it is a Disney hotel, but it was just different this time. I don't know, literally the quality of the towels is different than, because the last time we stayed there at Disney, our last trip there, we stayed at Fort Wilderness, which is, it's really in a tier of itself, but it pretty much is a deluxe hotel, right?
Which is really weird because I've not stayed there, but we visited with you and saw you had the cabin there. You weren't like in a tent.
Oh no, we had a cabin,
and you get all the amenities of an actual hotel room, right?
Yeah, you have
service and all that
full
stuff.
kitchen. You have a bed in the den. You essentially have two bedrooms. You have a full bathroom. It's a really nice setup. You can park your car right there.
Right.
You have a parking spot right in front of your cabin. And
actually, I was going to ask you why didn't you do that this time? Because you've done that a couple times, and I thought you guys just purely price.
Because we were going for so long, and because I was planning on getting annual passes this time, so we're going to take a financial hit on that.
Yeah. And
so we were trying to do it.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I haven't stayed at the value resorts, so I'm not really qualified to say. But my sense was always that. So I guess I'm saying I don't know if they've changed in their quality or not. My sense was always though that they were just one tiny notch above staying off property. Like it was just a way to get so that you could get all the benefits of being on property. So you get the early magic whatever's and and all that stuff. But do you think it's even more of a, what would be the term I would use, more of a compromise now than ever? Like, would you be better off at this point? Because, and guidance I've given other people is to say, well, you should, even if you don't want to, rather than staying at the Holiday Inn Express, you should at least stay there because you'll still get, you'll still feel more Disney by staying there. Do you think you're better off now just saying, just go stay at the Holiday Inn Express or what do you think?
If you fly and you don't plan on renting a car, then no, stay at the All-Stars. But if you're driving and and you're looking at price, it might be worth it to stay off property.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame because that was always a way to, at least you can, and I guess that was kind of to your point, is that you didn't have to spend a fortune to still feel like you got, The analogy keeps coming to my head is a different show I listen to. They talk about, like Coca-Cola, right? It's a luxury that no matter how much somebody makes, everybody's getting the same Coca-Cola, right? Whether you're you're a CEO or a street sweeper, if those still exist, whatever they are, everybody still gets that same. Everybody still gets future Hall of Presidents star. Everybody has that the same experience, and the way I heard it discussed was in kind of relation to Apple, where they're kind of doing similar things to what Disney's doing, where they're kind of separating out, where you really have to spend money to get the full experience, and if you spend less, you're really not getting that. And that's is that a good analogy?
Yes.
Is it kind of similar?
It is
going on with Disney.
It is,
at least with the hotels.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Mac Mini of the hotels. I got
so your
I
hotel
got a basic place to stay, but you don't get a monitor, or
years. Keyboard,
or a mouse. So
and we haven't cleaned it in 3 years. Yeah.
So the room is small, and I've never experienced the housekeeping was. I know they're all hardworking people and very nice people, and I have a lot of respect for these people because it's a job.
Maybe most of them are jerks. You don't know. You just make it up.
But it's a job I would not want to do.
No,
and so they're doing it. But like they would leave 3 washcloths instead of 4, like almost every day, and it's like, why? You're leaving 4 towels. You're leaving 4
because it's one less washcloth to wash.
I know, but like we kind of need those, and
you could have asked. You could call down. You could call them and ask.
Well,
them.
we
I'm
did.
Sure they get you anything you'd need, right?
Sure, but I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But we actually caught her and one day, and she was like, "Oh, well, here you go," and she gave us a stack of them. But then, like, she took the stack back the next day.
Precious washcloths, mister.
Yeah, right. Instead of leaving them, and she like, divvied them up again the next day. So. I don't know. It was just I don't know. It was just different this time.
Yeah.
And our lament was we didn't really, when we stayed at Fort Wilderness or Port Orleans or wherever we've stayed in the past, we've always wanted to go back to the hotel at some point, to relax by the pool and everything else. I don't know if this was because it was all-star music and they were trying to tie into the theme or what, but the pool, the main pool, the Calypso pool, was like a 24-hour music party, DJ music party at the pool, and like there was no relaxing. Like the whole atmosphere was like, like up to 1,000, up to 11, right?
So your complaint is the all-star music had too much music? Is that what I'm getting from you?
I did. They have another pool, the piano pool, which is a lot more subdued, and that's the one we found.
You're also next to
we'll go to that one.
To the Calypso pool. I mean the
but
naming
that's the
should
biggest
really
pool.
clue you in.
No, I know. I'm being picky, but
actually no. You just sound like an old man. The music was too loud, and I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, no, we slept okay.
Yeah. But you were. You were. That's okay. What the room was. You were pretty close to the pool. I get that, but
we were close to, but we were close to everything. I mean, we had a great location for the room.
Yeah.
I will say this though, the food court at the All-Star Music.
Yeah.
And I don't know the other 2 All-Star how they are, but this food court is really they serve pretty good food at fairly decent prices,
which is not at all what I would expect from the food court at
me either.
The budget resort where this is like especially like that's where like all the big school trips go and stay there. Right, that's where all the bands stay, right, at the music thing. So
and everybody from around the world stays there.
Yeah, huh? So good food there, huh? That's weird.
Yes, it had good food. Like I actually told you, I showed you a picture. But for $13.99, you got a steak. It's like a sirloin steak or something. But I mean, you get a steak and it cooked the way you want it. They cook it right there with like Brussels sprouts and a full baked potato and a roll for $13.99. Like you go in the park, you can't get a hamburger for $13.99.
No, you cannot.
And so it's like I couldn't understand. The last night we got a large pizza, for $18. I'm like, well, that's about what you get like off property.
Nah, Little Caesars. You can do way better than that, though.
Well, okay. I'm talking about pizza, not
this episode brought to you by Little Caesars.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so anyway, my point is, it's a shock that the food court is so good. But
I don't
we
remember
actually ate there at night, like 3 or 4 nights.
Okay. I don't remember any other hotels, even the nice hotels, having any sort of decent. Like I'm thinking the Contemporary has like sort of a quasi little food court kind of thing, right? Yeah. I don't remember it being that good.
I don't know. Port Orleans had a good the old Dixie Landings, that part of it. They have a nice food court. I liked it.
Huh.
I remember
never stayed there.
Fort Wilderness, it has Trails End, and they have restaurants that are really good.
I thought, you really turned me on to Fort Wilderness, because I like before I'd gone there to visit with you guys, I'm like, I would never stay there. It just sounds like no thank you.
Yeah.
But the cabins are nice. I mean, and if you were an RVer or something, I mean, it's actually a pretty nice setup cheaper out there. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I'd request that you stay there next time, please.
Oh, believe me, I've had that request from my wife.
Have you? Okay. So anyway, you stayed here. Did you?
It was serviceable.
What was your transportation plan? Was it buses or skyways?
No.
What were you going to do?
So we drove everywhere.
Okay. Because you had your car, because you drove down.
Because we had our car, and I refuse to use Disney transportation unless I am forced to. And we'll get to that in a second. I want to hit some good points.
You go. I'm going to listen now. I just want to make sure we got the kind of the general lay of the land.
Okay.
Okay.
So I did upgrade my 7-day park hoppers to annual passes the first night we got there. And we're planning on going back at least once, maybe 2 more times to get, to break even on it at least. But man, the annual pass holder benefit of just the 20% off of merchandise saved us a ton of money, man.
That's pretty huge. It's
insane.
10% always was like, oh, that's nice, thanks. It's a little less, but 20% feels like you're really saving some cash.
You really are.
It's almost like they're giving this stuff away.
Well, I wouldn't go that good, but
but it can be.
But yeah, so that's nice. You don't have to pay for parking, which we didn't because we were staying at a resort anyway. But that opens up the option of us staying somewhere else in the future and not having to pay parking.
Oh, true.
Right?
Yeah, parking's like $20 or something.
$20.
That's crazy. And I saw, where was I? Magic Kingdom. Yeah, when I went to see you, what do they call it? The
preferred
rich people parking.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
Preferred parking.
There you go. $40.
40.
Wow.
$40
just to sit your car there.
And they had quite a few cars.
Yeah, I saw a lot going down there. And they have. I saw they even have like a little like a person at a. They have like a table there with like an umbrella over it and water there. So like, I'm thirsty from my parking in the preferred lot, and I'm assuming it's free if you spent $40 to park.
I would hope so.
But sorry, I'm going off on a tangent already. But I don't understand this preferred parking thing. Is it a scam, or is there like some real benefit? Because
it's a scam. I'll tell you why it's a scam.
Wherever you park, you still got to get on the tram. Like they're all still getting on the same tram, aren't they?
Well, no.
They have their own tram, these people?
No, they can walk. They're so close to the TTC, they can walk.
No. Because I...
Oh, don't even. I will. So, hold on.
No.
You asked if it was a scam. It's not. It is a scam because, what day did we go? Wednesday, I think. Whatever day. We went to the Magic Kingdom for the first full day. They put us... right, I don't know how we timed it, but we timed it perfectly in the morning. We actually got like 2 rows behind the preferred parking, and we were actually at the end of the row. And the parking guy was like, "Don't walk," yelling at everybody, "Don't walk down to the tram. Just walk right there. It's actually closer to walk to the TTC than it is to walk to the end of the row and catch the tram." And so we walked. I mean, it is the easiest, best walk you can do to the TTC. It's way faster than the tram.
Well, and I say this because we occasionally can park in the handicapped area, which you would think would be the easiest place, but I swear to God, it is more walking. And the reason the park there is because I had difficulty walking sometimes. But it is more walking there to walk all the way into the TTC than just to walk from your car down the road to get the tram, and then it drives you right to the TTC. So it seems like it's actually all right. You know, we'll do some science, but go ahead. We'll get some Google Maps with some calculators and some probably protractors and some compasses and things. We'll figure it all out. All right. Anyway.
So my point is, it's a scam because I didn't even pay anything because I'm a resort guest, but I didn't have to pay for the preferred parking. Right. But the people who did pay for preferred parking were only 2 rows ahead of us.
Yeah, just
2 rows closer than us.
For double the price of
for
parking.
Double the price.
It seems like. Let's say it is a little bit shorter, but who cares? It's not like you're doing that 30 times a day. You're doing that twice there and back. I mean,
right? Exactly.
But you're right. I saw so many cars like doing that, and I'm like, I know. Seems crazy, but anyway. All right. So you went to preferred parking every day is what I got out of this. So go ahead. Then what?
Magic Kingdom is the only place you would need preferred parking anyway.
Because the rest or would not.
That you would.
See, I think the complete opposite. That seems like I hate parking there because it seems like no matter what, it's just.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. If I were going to do it, I would do it at the Magic Kingdom so that I could get the closest to the TTC as possible.
But you're I'm gonna have to do diagrams.
Right.
So
if I do Epcot,
stop. Imagine a satellite view, if you will, and the distance from like if you just park in a regular row. Now you're way out in the itchy or scratchy lot or wherever you are, and the distance you have to walk from your car. Like let's say you're halfway down a row or whatever. You're gonna walk the row, and then you're gonna stop walking, and you're gonna wait for that little magical tram to come by, and then you're gonna sit your butt in the tram. And it's going to make its hellacious noise, take you all the way directly to the TTC. So the only walking you did was down the row to get to the tram.
But you're talking about...
if you do the preferred parking or in the handicap parking, you have to go walk that and then go walk, the handicap one, you walk under the bridge and you got to walk all the way around. And now the way they do security, which even though it's way better, thank you, Disney... Now it's even worse parking over there because now you can't just go like straight into the TTC. You have to go around to where the trams let off. So at least for handicap parking, you're getting penalized by parking there. You end up walking way more. Oh, I'm gonna map it out for you.
You see, you're for whatever reason I don't understand it, but you're viewing the tram as good. The tram is a penalty.
I'm simply talking about walking distance.
Yeah,
because that's what you said is that you have to walk. Okay, but you don't. You walk fewer steps to get to the tram, quite honestly, the only reason we don't do this is because of the stroller we have, because that's such a pain to get all the crap off and fold it up and blah, blah, blah. I would just walk to the tram and take it.
No, I'll do a Google Earth. I'll show you exactly where we parked, and I'll do the measurement from where, if we had walked down the road to catch the tram, it is literally longer than it is to go under that bridge and get to the TTC.
All right. Well, until we get more science, then I don't know. But okay, you're still wrong. But all right, we'll look.
All right.
As a service to our listeners, we'll check it out. All right. So I've already lost track of what your story is here. So you went to Universal? Where'd you go?
No. I was talking about Annual Passholder.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so we went and so we did a few new things. Okay. So we did. Let me talk about the rides first. So we did. We went to Animal Kingdom.
Hang on, I know me with the questions. I got more questions. I've saved all these questions up for a week, so bear with me. What does your family have a goal on these trips? Is your goal? Because different people travel different ways, right? When my wife and I used to go to Disney World, we did not care one bit about doing every ride. We just wanted to soak in the experience of Disney and enjoy ourselves. What's your family strategy? Before you came down here, was it like we're going to check off every ride, we're going to ride our favorites multiple times? Or was it just like, we're just going to go and see what we do?
No, I mean, we want to do everything we can do. I mean, we're paying a ton of money to be there.
Yeah.
And so we want to do every attraction that we can.
Okay. Go. How'd you do?
Pretty good. We did every attraction that we wanted to do.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. So we went to Animal Kingdom. We saw Pandora. We did one of the rides, the river journey. It was okay. I mean, I'm not a big Avatar or Pandora fan. It didn't really change my thinking of it being there. The Flight of Passage ride at 10 o'clock in the morning was already, I think, 3 hours long? So we did not do that.
What's wrong with these people? All right, sorry if you're one of those people, but what's wrong with you?
So, and then there's a restaurant and a gift shop. And now, we should have gone back at night because it's a completely different thing at night.
Yeah, but it almost seems like that's the only time to go do it is at night, right?
Yeah, I think so. So we did that. We're good. We can wait a few years before we go back to there.
Wow.
To Animal Kingdom in general.
But how was the ride? I mean, we've talked about this so many times. So tell me, I haven't been yet. So what?
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. So you get in a little bitty boat that has 2 rows.
Okay.
That's it. Just 2. It's a little bitty boat.
Like a Splash Mountain sized boat with just 2 rows, or what?
It's smaller than that. Yeah, I mean it's wide, so you can fit 4 people in a row.
Okay.
But it's a short boat. It's only, and so
a short bus.
Yeah, it really is. So anyway, so they send you off into this river, and it's about the speed of It's a Small World. Okay. And you see these flowers that glow.
Do you get to see all of your favorite characters from the Avatar franchise?
I guess. I don't know who's what. And so there are blended into this the real fake flowers and everything else. They have screens, and there's so you see these creatures walking past or something, no animatronics or anything, just screens. Okay, so you just keep going.
Is it kind of like one? I'm sorry, I'm trying to visualize here. Is it like Nemo, where you've got these screens that are made to look like it's part? Is that what you mean?
But it's not. No. It's little bitty screens, just to fill in, to give you a little more atmosphere, to imply that you're in a forest or something, and there's more. You know what I mean?
Okay, like Apple Watch.
So it's not
screens?
Big screens.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
Like Apple Watch size screens? We're talking little tiny.
No,
things?
Chris, I don't know, man. 2 feet by 3 feet, but they're different. Right. One is 6 foot by 3 feet. I don't know, but they're random. Look on YouTube, you can see it.
Okay.
So anyway, so you float down this river, and then at the end, the payoff is this one auto animatronic figure that they have in this whole ride. And she's playing these drums or whatever the hell they are for Avatar, and she's singing this chant. Well, we get to that point, and as soon as we get there, it's oh, okay, there it is. They make an announcement, please stay seated in your boats. So it completely ruined the whole atmosphere and everything. So, I mean, it was just bad timing for us, but... But that's it. It's a 2-minute boat ride, and literally you're just looking at flowers and bugs and stuff that glow, and until you get to this shaman or whatever she is, and I mean the animatronic's cool. It is. It's very fluid. It's the most advanced one they've ever done. But I don't know who she is or what she is or. In the Avatar world, I don't know. So it wasn't, we didn't clamor to get back on the boat ride and do it again. And then we certainly weren't waiting 3 hours for the other thing. Anyways, we were not impressed by Pandora at all.
Okay. Did you think it might have been? Did you?
I was hoping, quite honestly, I was hoping that it would knock my socks off. Yeah. I'd be oh wow, because I've seen pictures, but they're mostly night pictures,
right?
And I'm man, that looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
No, well, should I go do it? I mean, should I get a fast pass and go?
Well, if you have a fast pass, absolutely, sure. I mean, there's no reason why not to. I mean, but you'd have to go to Animal Kingdom,
again. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
ugh.
I want to like Animal Kingdom. I'm just it's just every time I've gone, it's like it's never worked out. I don't know why.
I went with an open mind this time, and we did, like we did the safari, we did Everest, we did dinosaur, we did all the big attractions and all. But we walked out. Tammy, my wife, was like, "I hate this park."
Oh, really?
We are coming back, and I'm like, "All right, well, I tried."
Why does she hate it?
I don't know, for whatever reason. It seems like it's 20 degrees hotter there for whatever reason. Exactly and I don't understand that, because there's a lot of shade and cover and misters and everything else.
Well, I think all the foliage, I think it absorbs the heat. Is my theory.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man.
But you're right. That's she's right. That's what I've always hated about it. It's been brutal every time we've gone. But maybe at night it'd be nice, because then it's not as hot. So I always thought it would be kind of a neat park at night if they had torches
and they never
and stuff lit up and
right. And they never because animals have to go to sleep, right? I mean, they that's why it's always been the first one to close.
Well, if you give them enough Red Bull, they'd probably stay up a while.
Yeah, no lie, right? All right, so among the other new things we tried, we went on the Frozen ride in Norway.
Oh, that's right. You hadn't been on that yet.
I hadn't been on that.
Did your kids cry like mine did?
No, they didn't cry.
Okay.
But I hate to say this. I shouldn't say hate to say this, but I'm surprised that I'm saying this, but I really enjoyed it. It was actually a really good ride.
Yeah, it is pretty well done.
I was not expecting it to be that good. I thought it was just going to be, kind of an overlay of, what they already had.
If it were in Fantasyland at the Magic Kingdom, it would be an amazing attraction.
That's the thing. It's just in the wrong place, But, okay. But yeah, it was actually really well done. And I'm like, when it was over, I'm like, oh shoot, I like this ride. It's like, like we're gonna have to do this again.
Well, you know what? At least that proves, because as you were talking about Pandora thing, I'm thinking maybe he really just can't get past his prejudice. But there you go. That proves that you,
if that doesn't prove it, then
force yourself to have an open mind. So
that's right.
All right, good. Yeah, I kind of felt the same. I thought it was I think I said it before. The only thing I didn't like is it seems a little forced in its construction, because they use the same track for the same waterway. Like, if they were just doing it with a blank slate, it probably wouldn't be that like it is.
True, very true.
The theming, the style, the lighting, the whole thing is pretty nice.
Yeah, the animatronics are great.
It's just a shame they had to destroy Norway to do it, but
I know. I don't mind the screen faces that much.
No.
I think it adds a little something, because they can be more animated. So anyway. So
did people have a problem with that? Or I didn't even think that would be a problem, because Buzz Lightyear's been that way for quite some time.
No, it's just different. Because people are complaining that, or at least what I'm reading on the interwebs is, people are getting tired of the whole screen thing, because it's too.
Oh, I see.
It's kind of like a cop out,
I see.
But the first time I really saw, Buzz Lightyear.
Hang on, did I hear you right? People on the internet are complaining? Is that what you said?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Wow, strange.
It's crazy,
I
right?
thought that was just this show, but okay.
No, it's not.
All right. Yeah, so it was good.
Yeah, good. It was good. So anyway, we,
Glad you liked it.
Yeah, me too. We also did Be Our Guest. We ate there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In the Magic Kingdom for the first time.
I've not been there yet.
We tried, I think 4 years ago, right after it opened. We're like, can we go in and see? Because they didn't have anything like the kids wanted to eat or whatever, and they're like, oh no, unless you have a reservation, you cannot go in. It's like, oh, well, crap. We just want to look in and see. They're like, no, you may not even go in.
Did they say it in a French accent though, so at least you felt a little theming?
They did not.
No, you may not.
So anyway, we've been trying to get reservations for this thing, and we never have been able to, and we finally got them for this time. And there's three rooms, at least for lunch. There's the ballroom, right, where in the movie where they dance.
Okay.
There's the I think it's called the Rose Room or something like that. It's just a bright room, and it has a lot of photos of, the Beast and Belle, and in the middle they have a big Beast and Belle dancing or whatever, just statue or whatever. Anyway, and then the third room is the West Wing, and it's the smallest room. And it's very dark in there.
Well,
and
yeah.
That's the room that my daughter wanted to eat in. So we went in there. Luckily, they were cleaning off a table.
I'm sorry, did you get to pick? Do you get to...
Yeah, you get to pick. Yeah, absolutely. You get to... And I'm going to talk about this in a second, the whole ordering thing. Okay. I don't want to ruin that. But anyway, once you get in, they're like, okay, go ahead and find a clean table anywhere, and your food will find you. And so I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So we headed there, and we they were cleaning off a table, so we got that one. But it's really cool in there. They have a picture, in the movie where it's a picture of the prince, but it's clawed through.
Yep.
That's on the wall, and then they have the rose in the glass. That's there. It's it lights up and stuff. And it's so anyway. So it's just it's very dark in there though. You can hardly see your. At one point, I had to put the flashlight on my phone on to
You're
see
such
stuff.
an old man. Can't see anything in here.
So anyway, it was good. The food was good.
Yeah.
The prices are fairly high. So it's an event. I'm not saying don't do it, but I think you should do it, especially if you're a fan of the movie.
Yeah, well, Evan, my 6-year-old, he's on a current high with Beauty and the Beast because we watched the live action thing. Which, by the way, speaking of things that one really wanted to dislike but couldn't, I really thought the live action Beauty and the Beast movie is pretty darn good. But anyway, so he's watched that like a million times now, and it seems like it'd be fun to go to the restaurant. But
and y'all should. Y'all should. I mean,
by the time we get in, he'd be like
nice.
10, but we'll try, I guess.
So, all that being said, so let me talk about the mobile ordering for food.
Okay.
So, this is a fairly new thing. We've talked about it on this podcast a couple times. It started in Animal Kingdom with Pandora. When that opened up, they had it for the restaurant there, and then they had it for a couple other restaurants in Animal Kingdom. And it was just at Animal Kingdom for a few months, and then they expanded it to Magic Kingdom. And so the first time we used the mobile ordering was we were at the Magic Kingdom, and we did it for whatever reason. It seems like the only fast food place that it doesn't that you can't mobile order is Columbia Harbor House. And that's where we wanted to go. So we actually walked to Columbia Harbor House, but the line was out the door. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not doing this. Let me pull out my phone and see, where else we can go to eat.
Doesn't it? I'm sorry, side question, because I was talking about this with somebody else today. Doesn't it seem like Harbor House is way more crowded now than it used to be? Like it used to be.
Yes,
when
absolutely.
you introduced us to it, it used to be this place like that nobody went to. It was nice because it was like quiet and like. What changed? Like, why is it? What? Like, why do people go there now?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because the only thing they have a pretty different menu. Than it's not just the burgers and fries.
But it's always been that way. That's always been the difference.
It has. I know. Maybe people just want.
I have a theory. Want to know my theory?
Please tell me.
It's the only thing I can even remotely think is the reason.
What?
The cell phone charging area.
Oh, I didn't know they had that.
Because you didn't know they had that? Really?
No.
What? So that whole area by where the Tangled Spire is now?
Yeah.
It used to be the Skyway thing?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I met somebody recently, or talked to somebody recently that didn't know there was once a Skyway at Magic Kingdom. That kind of broke my heart a little bit, but I got over it. So, that whole area, there's because there's bathrooms over there, and stroller parking, and then just if you're facing the bathrooms, just to the left of it, right behind that shop that used to be good and now is terrible, the Haunted Mansion one.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I have opinions. Right behind that, there's all this seating area, and it's almost like an airport, lounge where there's between the seats there's these USB chargers and outlets and things. You didn't know this? Oh.
Yeah, no, I knew about that. I thought you meant in Columbia Harbor House.
No. But I'm just saying in that area, because I can't think of what else would pull people to that area that would make that more popular. But Anyway, all right. So you don't have any answer better than I do. So.
No, I don't.
Okay, so line was out the door. You said I'm gonna order.
So we started looking at where we can mobile order.
Right.
So Pecos Bill, we could have done that, but my son refused to eat anything there because he's a picky eater. So
children.
Pinocchio Village House had something he would eat, and so we chose that.
So how does it work? Because I haven't tried this yet, so maybe you'll get to it.
Yeah.
So you go to the app, and then you pick the restaurant, and then you get the whole menu, and then you pick what you want. Or how's it go?
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly it.
Well,
just how you described. You pick what you want. They have options, and so the kids want
is it the
fries,
same menu, or is it a subset of the menu?
Exact same menu.
Okay.
Nope. You can get everything that's on the menu.
Okay. So I order it, and then what?
So you order it, you pay for it.
Oh, you got to do that. Okay.
Yep, you got to pay for it there on the app, and then as soon as you.
Whoa! Wait a minute. How do you do that? It takes a credit card, or what is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it has your credit card stored in the app.
What? No. Does mine?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure. Yep. Ooh.
Watch out for that mic.
I know, right?
Hot mic.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
But I've never entered my credit card into this. When would I have ever put a credit card in here?
I don't know, but
can I use your credit card?
Sure.
Actually, no. You just got back from Disney. I don't want to use your credit card now.
Just pile it on. What the hell?
Okay. So you order your food. So you did this for the, which I always forget about the Pinocchio thingamajig. I don't even know what kind of food.
Yeah, don't. But keep forgetting about it.
Okay, really? No good.
Oh my God, the food is. Ugh.
The only thing I remember about that place is they have that little window that you can look down on.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Well, so anyway, so let me tell you. So let me tell you.
Yeah, you tell me.
So I ordered it.
Yeah.
We were sitting at Columbia Harbor House.
Okay.
So I went through. I asked everybody what they wanted. We ordered it. I paid for it, and then you go to the restaurant. When you get there, there's 3 steps. Step 1 is order. Step 2 is go to the restaurant and click the button to tell them you're there. And 3, you pick up your food.
Okay.
So there's a little status bar. Once you pay for your food, it comes up. Okay, step 1 is complete. Doop. And then it's okay, step 2, when you get there, push this button right below, right there.
Okay.
So we walked over to Pinocchio Village House, and they have a little sign that says mobile ordering.
Okay.
So I went up to them and I said, okay, I just mobile ordered. They're like, okay, we'll push the button because you're here. And I push the button, and they're like, okay, you can go in this side door here, go find a table. When your food is ready, the app will let you know. And then you just go up to the counter and pick up your food. I said, okay, that's fine. Chris, the line for food, this is at lunch. The line for food was all the way through the restaurant, out the door, and then there was a queue line out the door for people just waiting to order food.
Yeah.
So we found, luckily, I don't know how, but we found a table. I think somebody might have been getting up and leaving or something, but we grabbed a table. So we found a table. But as we were looking for our table, I got alerted that the food was ready. I'm like, oh, man. So
I'm sorry, they don't make these things to order usually anyway, but they don't assemble it until you say I'm here? Is that kind of thing? Okay.
Correct. So it's as if you went up to the cashier, gave your order, and then he pushed enter,
Right.
But my point in this whole thing is that nobody else is doing the mobile ordering. I walked up, nobody else around. Yeah. They're like, hey, are you Glenn Watt? I showed my phone. And
you're like a superstar. Like, okay, we have an app order.
Yeah. And the line is out the door. And they have people out there with signs telling you and pamphlets telling you people in line how to mobile order, and they're not doing it.
Well, that's going to change though. And I know you're not a big coffee guy, but this is the arc that kind of Starbucks ordering went through, and for I don't know what the time period was for the first year or more that Starbucks had to order ahead, right? You just order it and then boom, it's ready for you when you walk in. It was great, and nobody knew about it. But now it's been too successful. They've said where there are basically too many mobile orders, because then people that are actually at the store, their wait is forever because they're behind all these mobile orders. So I wonder over time if this is going to have the same kind of dynamic to it. But
Well, it might, but they can adjust it and say they can start eliminating and it's almost like they're trying to do this, eliminating some of the cashiers, right, and just make more and more mobile ordering bays. So I think Disney they'll probably be able to handle, because you're still, the universe of people that are going to eat during the day there is the same, right?
Yeah. But,
okay, right. There are going to be, let's say, 5,000 people that are going to eat at Pinocchio Village House.
Okay.
Whether they mobile order or go up to the cashier and order, you still have that same number of people.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You reduce that. You
just eliminate the cashiers and you just open up more and more mobile bays and you just start screaming
you
out
eliminate
names.
And I'll be less cynical. You eliminate that line waiting, which is horrendous.
Yeah, there you go. Sure.
Well, you say that, but after we saw you at Epcot that night, we went and just to grab something supposedly quick, we went to the Electric Umbrella. And it was like 7:45 or something, and so I figured, or something like that. It was late, dinner-wise. And I figured, this is going to be quick because it's late and, there's not going to be any line or anything. I waited just as long there as I would have, in the middle of the day for lunch. And because Disney is really great at figuring out, okay, well, what's the most employees we can get away with and still make the wait miserable for everybody. So,
right.
Somehow they worked that out. So, but yeah, I mean, so for me, and I stood there and I'm waiting just for them to put the food on a tray and bring it to me. And I'm like, well, if I could just sit at my table and, yell at my kids for a while the food's being put together, I'd rather do that.
Right.
All right. So sounds like A+ then. You were happy with your experience.
Yeah. Huh? So we repeated this at Animal Kingdom. We ate at Restaurantosaurus there, and we mobile ordered there. And once again, I was only one, and it was awesome. Yeah. That being said, we went a little earlier in the day, and so it wasn't crowded at all. So I mean, But at Be Our Guest, and this is the reason I'm bringing it up now, at Be Our Guest, it was the same thing. So I actually ordered. They kept sending me emails. They're like, "Okay, since you have a reservation at Be Our Guest, you can pick your meal." Like I could have picked my meal when I made the reservation for Be Our Guest. They've had this in place.
Oh, I guess you have to have a reservation because I'm looking at the app now. Now, granted, everything's closed, but the restaurants are still listed, and they're all just the $1, basically fast food type choices.
Right. But Be Our Guest, they've had this since they opened almost. I
didn't know that.
They've done this. So if you do it, we check in. They check your name. They're like, "Oh, we see you pre-ordered." Except for there, you don't pay beforehand. You pay when you get there.
Right.
And so they gave me a yellow rose, and they're like, "Okay, just go on up to the door, give them this rose, and then they'll take you to the next step." And I was like, okay. So as we do this, we're passing like this other line, like out the door, and so I'm like, oh, okay. And so I go in, they're like, "Oh, you have a yellow rose, come on in." And so we go in and we see the next hostess, and she takes the rose and she's like, "Okay, let me scan," and she scans or whatever. And she said, "Okay, the total is going to be X amount." And so she scanned my Magic Band for the payment. And then she's like, "Okay, now go find a table and the food will find you." Well, okay, it was great for, like, we had no wait. We just walked into the castle, went to a table, sat down, and then our food found us. It was awesome. Okay. But as we were leaving, I noticed the ordering area for the people who didn't pre-order. And there's a line in the castle, and they still have to, like, there's no people they're talking to. They're only ordering from like a little kiosk, right, on an iPad or something.
Okay.
So they're doing the same thing I did, but they're doing it right then, and they have to wait in line to do that. Like, this has been there for years now, and obviously people are not doing it, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. Okay. So anyway, we had a great experience because we didn't have to wait 1 minute to get into, we were right on time, and we walked right in, got to our table, and got our food. All these other people, they probably had the same, reservation time as me. But if they didn't order already, they were waiting in the hot sun outside just to get inside to get into another line. to order, and then they could go find their table.
Yeah. Huh. Did you give them all the big finger as you walked in? Is it?
No, I didn't. We were so excited to finally be getting in the castle that I didn't notice any of that. It wasn't until we were leaving and our bellies were full and we're like, oh, look at these losers.
Boy, that was easy and relaxing.
Right. Funny. Can't believe we got the table in the West Wing.
Well, I got to try this again. I need to. Well, I should say I need to try the mobile ordering thing because I do it all the time for Starbucks and I love it. It's for so many reasons.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, good.
So the one other new thing that we did was you mentioned it before, the bag check at Magic Kingdom, right? Yes. They changed that.
Because we talked about it. It's because of us they changed it. They improved it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to you when we were there, I said, I really like the way they, I thought I would like it, but after experiencing it, I like it even more. It's more manageable.
Yep.
And then when you finally get to the Magic Kingdom, you just walk in like you always have.
That's what I have been saying all along. And when we went out there to meet up with you, it's like it was a little bit of a hassle at the TTC, but all right, whatever. But not too bad. Actually, my biggest problem now is that my son wants to go through the metal detector, even though they go, no, you can go, and he's disappointed when we can't. But and it's funny how after all these years, I'm conditioned. Like we were on the monorail. We get off the monorail, and my brain's going, "Oh God, now I got to go through bag check and everything." And I was like,
tensing up.
I was halfway, right? Literally, I was halfway down the ramp, and I'm like, "Oh, no, wait a minute, I'm done."
No, this is it.
And it was such a psychological weight off my shoulders that oh no, I'm already here, and that's thank God they finally made the change because that is exactly the change that you and I talked about. They needed for so long. It was just the wrong place for that kind of feel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So good for them. Kudos to you, Disney.
Absolutely.
Almost makes up for Pandora. Almost. All right, maybe not.
They still have a ways to go to make up for that thing.
Maybe not close. I haven't ridden it yet, so maybe not. Yeah,
all right, so those were most of the new things. We also did a few new things with the kids. Megan went on Rock and Roller Coaster for the first time.
Okay.
She loved it.
Yeah.
So we ended up going again. And the second time we got in the first row.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. I've never been in the first row. And the wind, like it just like, because usually you have somebody blocking you in front of you.
Usually a big guy like me, blocking all the wind. Yeah.
So anyway, so that was good. I dragged Megan on Tower of Terror, and she did not like it.
She did or did not? Sorry,
did not like it.
Oh, really? It's such a tame thing for somebody who's, like you said, she's a thrill seeker. It's such a relatively tame thing.
I know. I was trying to explain it to her and everything else, and she was scared.
Yeah, well, but at least she tried it, right?
But at least she tried it. Yeah. They both did Everest again, which I thought I'd never get them on it.
I still remember the picture of your kids.
I know.
You should share that.
I think I will.
It's almost like poor parenting. Like what you put them through is almost psychologically disturbing.
Like, what is going on?
You should be held up on charges.
So Megan, that's her favorite ride at Animal Kingdom, and my son,
it's a low bar though.
Did it, and he didn't. He doesn't really want to do it again, but he did it, and he was fine.
Yeah, good. We're at such opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm just trying to get my kid to you want to go on Barnstormer with me, buddy? Yeah. So.
And then, last but not least, this wasn't their first time on it, but it was the first time that Megan had. Could comprehend what was going on because she's older.
All right.
The Jungle Cruise. This was the best part of the whole week. So we're sitting on the Jungle Cruise, and we were the last ones on the boat. And so we sit down, and we're at the back of the boat. And so we start to pull off, and he starts making his jokes and everything else. And Megan, her face, she's like,
this is terrible.
What is going on? Isn't this supposed to be like a tour of the jungle? He's making all these jokes. Is he supposed to be doing this? And then he would make more and more jokes, and they're all the corniest jokes on the planet.
Yep.
And she would look at me and she would laugh and look at me what is going on? And that's so funny. I eventually just started watching her be amused by this ride, and she started laughing and laughing. And She's like, this guy is awesome. I can't believe we got this guy. I said, Megan, they're all like that.
They're
like,
all
that's
equally
the
bad
joke
like
of the whole ride. She's like, I didn't know that.
That's funny.
So it was like her first time. So
yeah, they're all equally terrible. So.
Oh my god, they're so it's.
That's funny.
It's a funny ride, man. It's a good ride.
So now we meet up when you come down, and I've seen you through a variety of different trips and everything. I gotta say though, this time you didn't look like you were having that much fun. Did you feel like it was like if you gave it a letter grade compared to your other trips, where would you have placed this one?
I'd give it a B at least.
Really? Wow, you're so hard to read then, because you just. I mean, it was hot.
You say that about me at the Rolex 24 too, and I'm like, I'm having the greatest time of my life here. What are you talking about?
Maybe it's just you. I don't know. I guess it is.
I have RBF.
No, I guess it's because the how do I explain this? And you said it before on the show, is that you had such a high level of anticipation, like you were really looking forward to this trip, because like you said last time you came down. Actually, I have a question for you about Universal in a second. So last time you came down, you just went to Universal, so it'd been a long time since you guys did a Disney. So I guess I expected to see more like, oh, this is much fun, but it was like, oh, this is exhausting. So, but maybe that's just how y'all roll. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
But you liked it? It was good?
Yeah, it was a great trip. Okay, I mean, I haven't even gone through my pictures yet, and
you probably took one or two. I'm guessing maybe
one or two,
a couple hundred.
But we we keep talking, like on the drive back. We were talking about what we did and all, everything we accomplished and everything we did,
all the good friends that you saw. Yeah,
that too.
Yeah,
and so. It was we absolutely, like, even yesterday it was like, okay, at this time last week, because we do that. This time last week we were here, and so anyway, we had a great time. We did 50's Primetime Cafe.
Which another thing, I thought you hated that place. I thought you despised.
I love that place. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're ridiculous. No, I know for a fact.
What else? Oh, Via Napoli. We love that place in Epcot.
Never eaten.
And then Be Our Guest. Those were our reservations. And then we did eventually eventually make it to Columbia Harbor House and eat there. Where else? Oh, we ate in Mexico. We ate in China. I mean, we had really good meals, and we went swimming 2 times.
You fell asleep in Carousel of Progress. So that was nice.
I fell asleep in Carousel of Progress, and
I didn't get a picture.
France,
that would have been awesome.
And where else? American Adventure.
Yeah,
I dozed in all of those.
You know what I found most interesting, when we met up with you a couple of days, right? I met up at Epcot and then Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
You know what I like about meeting up with people at the park is at least, I don't know if everybody's like this. We kind of have our ruts. We kind of do the same thing. I think I mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Like in Magic Kingdom, we always go right to Tomorrowland first, and last time I went to Adventureland. Every time I'm with you and we get together and do something, and maybe other people experience this too, you end up doing things you don't normally do. It's almost like you kind of rediscover the park. Like we would never probably go in the Impressions de France, but we did because you guys were going, because you were doing your thing. Just like that, and like the simple thing of like we took the train over to Fantasyland and walked that pathway back, which, I mean, I've done all these things before at least once, but it's not a regular thing that we do. So it's almost like everything that we did with you guys was not at all what we normally do. So I was having fun, just like, this is like a new adventure. We'll just, do
that's why I like going with people who've never been before, or who haven't been in a long time, because it's like, oh, we can, it's like, it is like a new discovery.
Mm-hmm. So it was fun. So, but if you could change something or some things, or like next time you come, what would you do differently? Like, what did you learn? Because that's what I always found. Part of what I like about going to Disney is that it is such a it's like such a mission, right? It's like I mean, I guess some people go with just sort of like, we'll go have fun, but I always went with like a kind of golden mine, things I wanted to do, and then I would kind of like replay it and dissect it afterwards and say, well, next time I'm not going to do this, I'm going to do that. So I think you're kind of along those lines. So anything that like you would do differently next time?
Yeah. So actually, Tammy and I have talked about it, and I think if we are going to do a shorter trip, All Stars or Pop Century is fine for a short trip, because if we're going for a short trip, that means that we're probably going to be in the parks the entire time, and not even thinking about, taking any of the day to go back and relax or anything like that. But if we do another long trip, like a week-long trip, I don't think we can stay at a value. Maybe a moderate, but either a moderate or a deluxe or Fort Wilderness, something like that, because we need to build in a day where we do nothing, where we just stay at the hotel, get our batteries recharged, do laundry, whatever
right.
Just a day to relax.
I will say we're,
resort.
My family, were very much sort of a relaxed tourist, if you will. We like to just kind of go. We're not out there to be on every ride, like I said before. In my opinion, my very humble opinion, I don't think you guys gave yourselves enough breaks while you were here, especially with the heat and everything. It seems like you guys went like all day long, it seemed, most days.
No, actually, quite the opposite. We took a break almost every day.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, we went swimming 2 times. We went back to the hotel. Other times where we did not intend to swim, we left early to go to Disney Springs, which I'll talk about in a second. No, we absolutely did take break. That was the plan going in, and we did.
Well, and that's why I was surprised, because I thought, and I'm just going by like your swarm check-ins and stuff, so maybe I just kind of misread what was happening. But that's what I remember before, and that's what professional goers know, is that you got to have that break, some point during the day. But for some reason, I didn't think you've done that as much as you have before for some reason. But
right, and I do agree we didn't do it as much as we should have, but we definitely did take breaks.
Okay.
We just didn't. In fact, I think Tuesday we went back. We started the day at Epcot. We went back to the hotel, and we were there for hours, and we didn't go back till 7:00 at night.
But wait a minute, the day that we met you at Epcot, you were there all day, right? And then the day no. That was
Thursday. No, we went back to the hotel, and we went back.
Somehow I'll figure out a way that I'm right in this scenario. But anyway, but either way, okay. So, and your rationale is that if it were a longer trip, then...
No, that's not true. You're right. No, we had been there. That's right. Thursday we had been there, but we left. We were planning on leaving a little, early.
You were there till
because we left it, huh?
You were there till 8:00. So
yeah, that's 8:00. I mean,
okay, but I mean
that's early.
I guess that's what I'm thinking is the 2 days that we met up with you, you were in both of those parks all day long, which I couldn't have done. But
yeah,
they must have been anomalies. All right, whatever, it doesn't matter. What's the other thing I was going to say? Shoot. Oh, so your rationale is then if it's a longer trip, that you would spend more time at the hotel, therefore you wouldn't want it to be the budget.
Yeah, it couldn't be
ones?
the All Stars or
okay.
No, not because we just we cannot handle those.
Because the catch-22 is the longer the trip, then you're right, you want to have more time there, but then you're spending a whole lot more money because it's a longer trip. So
yeah, but you're spending a lot more money to be in a nicer place.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, you don't have to talk me into nice accommodations.
Where the tattoo ratio is much lower.
Now, what is your problem with tattoos? Now, I am covered in tattoos. How dare you say that to me? I have ink head to toe.
I'm just saying that if you did a statistical analysis on what I saw at the Calypso pool, compared to what is probably at the Grand Floridian pool.
You know what? Now you just sound exactly like one of those elitist snobs that you've been complaining about for a year.
I think I'm becoming that. How do you like that?
What's the matter? Did you see these people walk past your cabana and they bothered you or what?
That's what I was going to say. Is I'm actually going to call Disney and see if I can get a cabana in the Magic Kingdom because I don't even feel like going back to the hotel. Right. I just want to stay there.
I know they're gone and it's no point. But think about it. Right? So take this scenario. Take the last day that you were there and we met up at the Magic Kingdom. Now just suppose those cabanas were still a thing. And let's just pretend for a second that, we made so much money on this podcast that we could afford one of those. Wouldn't it have been kind of cool for our families to go in on one and have it there for the day to be kind of like, I need to go sit down and rest for a little bit? Wouldn't it have been cool?
No, because
and
I'll tell you why. From my standpoint. Now, for you, I completely believe that you would enjoy that.
What does that mean?
But,
I can't wait to hear this. All right, what?
No, Chris, I couldn't be in the Magic Kingdom, and then just sitting in a cabana when Space Mountain is literally behind me.
But why not?
I could not.
Are you saying to me then?
I am wired in such a way.
Stop. Why? You're wired in such a weird way. But so you're telling me that your family never just sort of stops at a bench somewhere and says, let's get off our feet and relax. And then
I'm not paying $700 for that.
But you forgot the part where I said pretend we can afford this and it's not like not like a thing.
But then it's going to waste most of the day because I'm not in it. I'll be in it for let's say I'm in it for an hour. Yeah. Okay, well that's fine. But I mean, I'm paying $700 for an hour.
Yeah,
it's
I guess
insane.
You're right. You're not gonna be over in Adventureland and go, I'm gonna go back to Tomorrowland and go hang on my
You still
cabana.
have a trek back to the stupid cabana.
So you know what they need to have? They need to have the people that carry the beds, like the like old royalty
Sherpas or whatever. Yeah.
Like what?
I said Sherpas.
Yeah, right. That's like the big sticks, right? Where they're picking it up, and then so they can just follow you around the park, and you go, oh, my feet. And you can clap your hands a little bit, and they lower the thing, and you get on. That's what they need.
Yes, that is exactly what they need. I would pay for that.
People may laugh, but we've made crazier things happen.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We got gondolas going up, so. No.
All right. I still think it'd be kind of cool, but alas, we'll never know. We'll never know now.
No, thank God.
All right. Were we talking about something? Did I interrupt again?
I have no idea.
So let's see.
So just a couple other notes. So we said our goodbyes to a couple of attractions.
Yeah. Right.
Universe of Energy, which that's bye. Like, yeah. I'm gonna miss it, kinda. I guess maybe, but
kind of how I feel.
Yeah. I'm not thrilled that Guardians of the Galaxy is going there in its place. I think they could have done something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's time for that to go. But
I'd agree with you.
We did go on Great Movie Ride. The first time we went to Hollywood Studios 2 times, and the first time I recorded it, we were in like the third row, right behind the driver. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, well, I'll record this one. I know it's on YouTube everywhere, and I can see it a million different ways and everything else. But this is one of our last rides, so I'll record it. And then the last time we rode it, I had no plans to ride. I was just going to sit back and enjoy it, my last ride on it. And wouldn't you know, they put us in the front row.
Prime recording spots.
In like however many years the park has been open, I've never sat in the front row. So
like
of course,
the front of the entire front row, or like at the split, or like
the entire front row, because it's only 4 people can fit there because the driver is right next to you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, yes, I recorded it, but that was so. I recorded my last ride on it.
Yeah. So did you get between your 2 rides? Did you get one of each scene, or what was it? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, yes, we did. Okay. The first time we got the Western scene.
Yeah.
And then the second time we got the gangster scene. Okay. So yes, we absolutely did get both, which was awesome.
Worked out great.
It did. It worked out really well.
Yeah, good.
And because my kids had never seen the Western version.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, just luck of the draw, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. So what do you think about that one? Do you feel the same way? Universal Energy, it's time for it to go, or are you kind of sad, or like?
No, well, especially since they just kind of updated it a little bit with the new narration and the new, movies at the end and stuff.
Yeah.
Just from sentimental reasons, I'll definitely miss it. But I think to give Mickey Mouse his own ride, I think they'll do a good job. And I hate to say this, we on the in-room hotel TV on Channel 30.
Okay.
We all know this now. They play the new Mickey Mouse shorts.
Yeah.
Like back to back to back to back, over and over and over in a loop.
Yeah.
And so we've, while we were there, we saw every single episode, and it's actually really cute and really funny the way they've drawn.
I love that episode. That's great.
And so, So since they're going to do it in that style and everything else, I really think it'll be a cool attraction. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to do. It's bittersweet, right? I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about what's coming, but I am going to miss this simply because it's been such a part of. I've ridden it every time I've gone to Hollywood Studios, and it's always been there, right? I mean,
and it was great. It was a great ride for people like us, anyways. That it was a long ride. You're sitting down. Right. It never used to have a long wait to it, so it's kind of walk on. But yeah, I feel kind of the same way. I'm kind of split because on one hand I'm like, well, Kate's been around a long time. It's probably time for it to go. But on the other hand, it's such a well-themed ride. It's so rich, and it still holds up, right?
It does.
And what gets me every time is the Casablanca scene. It just every time, because I love that movie, and I'm sure everybody has like a favorite through it. But it's so well done, and it doesn't. Now, granted, it's Universe of Energy is a lot older, but where that one felt old, it just felt like it's kind of worn out or whatever.
Yeah,
the Great Movie Ride never really felt that way to me. It seemed like, I don't know if they just do a great job keeping it up or what it is, but it's just so.
Well, I think the movies that are in there that are represented are just timeless.
Maybe
right?
That's what but just even in just the quality, things don't. I never remember seeing anything broken in there. It just never
right.
It just doesn't seem. It hasn't seemed like it's aged any, which is kind of unusual for something like that's been around for so long. So, but I agree with you that they'll probably do something great with the Mickey thing. That'll be neat.
Yeah.
Today.
And they're keeping the facade of the great, Chinese theater and all that. So
but you want to hear some heresy from me? Is that
oh God.
I think they should get rid of it. I hate that facade. I hate it. I hate it so much because it's not a Disney. It's not a Disney thing. It's it's just a movie theater. It's just that bugs me. So I was kind of hoping they were gonna change it, but whatever.
Yeah. It's anyway. It was old Hollywood. I mean, that was the thought of.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Still don't like it, but I missed the hat. Can we bring back the hat? That was not controversial at all. That was a good change.
Yes, except for my kids. It's weird. I guess it's just what you grow up with or see most of the time because they were upset when the hat was being taken down.
Yeah, you and I disagree on this. I actually like the hat.
I hate that.
I know that's what I think I just said that. No, I'm completely right.
No, well, you're completely wrong.
No, I loved it. I thought it was great.
No, it's asinine. Oh my God, it was the worst. It was okay. All right.
What was the problem?
It was a pin store. Come on.
I didn't say I liked what was in it, but I liked that. I don't know what I liked about it.
Nothing.
But I think it's more that I hate that that's what it really is. I don't like that the central attraction of the park, the weenie, if you will, is not a Disney. It's just a movie theater. It's nothing.
But the idea is you're walking down Hollywood Boulevard.
I know the idea. Doesn't mean it works for me, but yeah, I get it.
Well, and then at the end of the Hollywood Boulevard, there's the great movie, the Chinese theater, and then you go in, and it's the great movie ride. So
not anymore. It is. I mean, right? Well, not anymore. No.
Well, no, but it'll be the same thing. It'll be you're going to the theater to see a Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
What kind of facade would you want?
I don't know, but just not. I don't know. Just make up something unique for it. Why did it have to be? I mean, I get it, but I've never really been to Hollywood, but I guess it's an icon. I'm trying to think what it would equate to, if it were. I don't know if it were New York, and I guess it would just be like Carnegie Hall or something. I don't know.
You see, the thing is now they own
Radio City,
the El Capitan, right across the street from the Chinese theater in actual Hollywood.
Okay.
That's they funny. Could. No. What I'm saying is that if they wanted to keep the theater, they could change it to that facade. Yeah. It's just that it's not as well known.
I know it's not as iconic. I get it.
Yeah.
No, I get all the rationale of why it is the way it is. I just don't like it. And as much as I love New York City and Radio City, if it were Radio City Music Hall, I'd feel the same way because it's just it's just not.
I know.
The castle is unique, right? It's not a particular castle. The Tree of Life is a thing. You know, even the Animal Kingdom is what it is. Spaceship Earth is it's all these things are unique to Disney World, and that's not. It's just like boom, let's just copy this thing and put it down there.
Well, right, and that's why they've always had a different icon for MGM Hollywood Studios. It's been everything from the Eiffel Tower to the hat,
right?
To now it's
gone,
actually
which by the way are gone,
Tower
right?
of Terror.
No, see, and that's terrible. If that's the icon, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Is that what they're using?
Yeah, that's what they have on all the merchandise. Is the Tower of Terror.
And this is my problem. There's no iconic identity to the thing, right? So they should have left. Well, I've ranted about it before. They should have left the tower and then kept that as its.
Yes,
as its
I agree with that. 100%.
Because at least that is their thing in Burbank,
yes.
Right? Or in wherever it is. That's their thing. So that to me was a better symbol of the park than somebody else's movie theater. But
yeah, they absolutely should have put that back in the park. Like put it right behind the theater or something. Like
I can't believe that thing cost a lot to maintain.
In front of the park.
Yep.
Like put it there or something. Like but it should still be there, and it should be the symbol of the park. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right. Wow. I'm glad we could finally agree on something. But that's why I like the hat, because it was Fantasia and movies and Mickey and Disney. It wasn't just a stupid movie theater. At least it was something different. Anyway, and it had the little whatever. Okay. Can you even see because they have a stage there now, right? Can you even see the stupid theater? I guess you
do, so they built the stage,
show, right?
Yeah. So what's really cool is they built the stage. Before, when they had a stage, it would just block everything. But now, I guess they realize, look, we're always going to have a stage here. Right. So they built it to where everything lowers automatically when there's not a production going on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pay attention to that next time. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I actually saw it lowering. I'm like, oh, that's really cool how they do that. And then you get a clear view of the theater.
You get a clear view of the thing that makes...
Well, you need it for the... Cause,
for the show, for the projection thing.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Which, by the way,
right, so two things, two more things.
I'll hold my story.
All right, yeah, hold your story, because the first thing is we did go to Disney Springs at night, and they can take Disney Springs and shove it up, you know where.
Wait a minute, you're Mr.
At
Disney.
Night. It is the worst experience. It's packed. There's people everywhere. It's disorienting. It's just miserable.
Oh wow. Okay.
So if you go to Disney Springs, here's a tip:
don't bother.
Go in the morning or in the afternoon when it's a lot quieter and calmer. Okay. We had we ate at the Deluxe Burger.
Man, you like that place, don't you? Yeah.
And that was fine.
Which I saw on the app. That's one of the fast ordering things I see.
It is, and we did it there too.
Yeah, okay.
We did it there too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was fine, but it's like, okay, well, we ate dinner. Let's walk around or whatever. Oh no, it was. You
didn't get a nice casual stroll in the evening air.
No, and it was a Thursday night, so I figured, okay, it's not. It's a school night,
could
right?
Be. Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
It's a school night. It's summer break.
But oh my God, we went to the Coke store, and then that was it. And then we headed out.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, what I'm saying is I agree with you about.
Okay, good. I was about to say,
Springs,
so how you felt
night.
About Disney Springs right there at night. That's how I feel about it all the time. That's exactly how I feel about it every time.
If you go in the morning.
I don't go anywhere in the morning. I thought we've established this. I don't go anywhere in the morning.
Go for lunch.
Yeah, maybe. I got to try this burger place I've heard about a lot there.
It's good.
And I do want to get to the Coke store just because.
Yes.
Coke. So.
It's like Coke threw up in there. It's awesome.
Is that good? Is that a good thing? Do they have like at Epcot where they have the different kinds of Coke from around the world that you can taste?
Because they do not.
Oh, that's my.
But they have
a
Coke.
Thing.
They have a Coke bar on the third floor, and you can get. I think you can get adult beverages up there with Coke, and then you can get like Coke, all kind of Coke floats. You can do. They have all kinds of stuff up there.
Hey, did you know? Speaking of Coke, did you know at the parks they have the bottles have like Disney World specific things on them? You know how they've been putting names on bottles and stuff. Did you know they have I
did know that.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of one.
Yeah, you did.
I thought that was neat.
It was. And then, all right, so now it's real rant time.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
going to try to keep it as quick as possible.
You've been so optimistic. I thought we were
There was one
in a new
time.
space.
So we stayed at Magic Kingdom Wednesday night. It was extra magic hours for resorts. It was open until 1 a.m. But around 11, we were getting tired. And it was like, okay, we've done everything we wanted to do. So we tried to head out. Well, 11 o'clock was also the regular closing time for the park. So I was trying to leave. My family and I were trying to leave at the same time. Now, we had driven there, and we had parked in the parking lot. So we had to go back to the parking lot. But I looked to my right, and the monorail line was outrageous. And then I looked to my left, and the ferry boat line was outrageous, but it holds a lot more people.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my family was, okay, why don't y'all go take the bus from here to this All-Star Resorts.
Oh, wow.
And then I will go back. I'll sacrifice myself, and I'll go
okay.
on the ferry and go back to the TTC and go back, get our car, and then I'll drive to the hotel.
And you told them this because you figured it'd be quicker for them to take the bus back? Is that what your thinking was?
Yes, because I figured, okay, well, it's extra magic hour, so there shouldn't be a lot of resort people leaving right now. That was my logic.
Oh, I see.
And I figured they would have, many buses running from everywhere to, shuttle people out of the parks.
Yeah, because everybody knows their bus transportation is top notch.
Exactly.
So you didn't. You should have done the minivan. That's what you should have done.
Well, unfortunately, they're only offering that right now at the boardwalk. So since we weren't staying there, so I'll tell the two stories I have two stories: my story and then my family story.
Okay, well, this is way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. All right.
So I waited for the ferry, and they know that a lot of people are leaving at one time. So what they've done is they've the waiting area for the ferry, they've divided into two, I don't know, what do you call where you hold, pens, where you hold cows before they go to die.
Like livestock.
Like livestock. And so they have two of these. Uh-huh. And so once they fill one of them up, and like in Japan, they shove people into the subways.
Yeah, but they're all wearing those nice white gloves.
Once they close the gates
it's
and fill one up, they do the same for the next one, right? And so you're waiting there, and you're waiting for the ferry to get that,
so I'm not
herd
sure
of cattle.
I get the humor, but I'm not sure I understand logistically. So you're saying at the launch, right, with the dock, there are two different holding areas for like ferry A and ferry B?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I never saw that. Okay.
Yeah. I did.
Okay.
So I was in B, right? So a ferry was there. When I walked up, a ferry was there and it was loading. And then they had loaded pen A to wait for the next ferry to come pick them up. And then I was going to be in, pen B, which was the pen that had just finished loading the ferry that was there. And so I was going to be on not the next one, but the one after that.
Oy.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all logical, and I understood all of that, and I really didn't have a problem with it. But once I realized what was going on, I wasn't too happy, because what I've seen before in the past is during peak hours, whether it's in the morning or at closing time, they usually have 3 ferries running. One loading, one waiting in the lagoon, that will, land or dock once this one pulls out. And then there's one at the other dock at the TTC that is unloading. And then it'll, so it's this triangle, right?
Yep.
And so they load the boats quick, and you don't have to really wait that long. Unfortunately, this night, they didn't do that. They only ran 2 ferries. And so the other boat, even though it was finished unloading at the TTC, it wouldn't come back until this one pulled out of the dock. So there was a long wait for the ferry to get there and to load the other,
So basically, fundamentally, your problem was they were running 2 ferries instead of 3. Is that what I get?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, if they had been running 3, then it would have been a lot more efficient, and they would have gotten a lot more people out of there sooner.
So now you're not new to the theme parks. My experience is always that it's always a nightmare leaving when everybody else is leaving. Is that this was
right?
This was nightmare plus? What?
I mean, what we normally do is we leave before the park closes,
right?
Or before fireworks or something like that,
right?
So that we don't get in the situation, because we have been in the situation before, and it's just miserable. It's the most miserable thing.
Yeah. So how long did you wait for the ferry then? Get through all your...
For the ferry, I waited for half an hour.
Well, that's not okay. I mean, I've waited for that for monorails and other things before, but I mean, I don't disagree.
But then we get to the TTC, and then I have to either take the tram or walk, and I actually walked.
Well, see, if you had done the preferred parking, then you would have been much closer.
That's true. So. Yeah, and I wasn't in that lot either, so it was a long walk, but I still beat the tram.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's usually my tipping point. I said it when we left, was like, well, even if it is more walking, which I'll prove that to Glenn later, it's that end of the night, if you're waiting to get the tram, that's a pretty miserable experience too. So
yeah, it is.
I guess
it absolutely is.
So how long did it take you to get from like the time you told your family split till you actually got to your car?
45 minutes.
Okay.
So then I drove back to the hotel, and I got there, and they weren't there.
Whoa.
So their story is they went and waited on the bus.
It seems like you should get Tammy to come in and tell her story now. That would be good production value right there.
It would be, but we're an hour and a half into this.
You can dub that in later. But okay, just say it in a higher pitched voice if you would.
So anyway, so their story is they went and just waited for the bus, and they missed the first bus.
Okay.
They waited for the second bus. Well, they missed that bus, but the wait time between buses was so long.
See, that's the thing.
They got on, I think, the third bus, but they had to wait so long. So obviously they didn't have enough buses running either.
Yeah.
So they got back to the hotel room 4 minutes after I did.
Wow.
So, in all said and done, we both got to the resort at the same time, and both ways of Disney's transportation suck.
In about an hour, you
really
think?
Bad. Yeah, about an hour. Yeah, about an hour. By the time we actually got back in the room,
that's not that. I mean, I think that's what we had. So after we split at the Magic Kingdom, like you guys left. Mm-hmm. We decided to stay because it was like just 15 minutes till the fireworks or whatever. So I said, we'll just stay and, watch that. And we went literally right before the last firework went off, and we were at the very back by the train station. We're like, boom, we went to the monorail and got going. It's still, by the time, got the monorail, got the car, and everything, it was an hour before I was home. So, I don't know. It's just kind of that seems like it's always that amount of time. It's always,
no, I mean,
it always
when
seems
we
like
left,
a half an hour from, wherever I'm at on Main Street to actually being at my car is like a half an hour at that time of day.
No, we were back in the hotel room and within 25 minutes that night when we left.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because we caught a monorail, and the tram was there. We got on the tram, got to our car, and got back. It was 10 minutes driving from Magic Kingdom to the hotel.
Well, that's just Yep, and that's why, and it was always one of my justifications to stay at the Contemporary was like it was just so much easier to just boom, resort, monorail,
and
you're home.
And so that's what we're talking about. That feeds into what we were saying before. If we do a long trip and we did want to stay late one night, like if we stay in Fort Wilderness, there are boats that go, directly to Fort Wilderness, and there's no TTC or bus or
I hate the TTC. I know Uncle Walt's whole point of gradually stripping away reality, but man, I hate that setup so much.
You can go to any other park and stay and watch like Illuminations or the show at Hollywood Studios, and it's no problem getting out of there.
Yep.
No problem at all. Like I have no problem waiting till the very end and being at the back of the park,
right.
and I still have no problem getting to the car.
Right.
It's just
because they created these artificial bottlenecks, right? There's only two ways to get out of the park, right? Well, I guess three if you count the buses to resorts, but it's just like it's constrained into how fast they can unload everybody. But
yeah.
But I did catch the fireworks. I thought the fireworks were pretty cool. I wish you had stayed. It would have been nice for you guys.
Yeah,
you guys are beat.
I just didn't want to go through that again. And it was our last night. If it had been the time before, then we would have waited. But we just were, by that time we were done with everything.
Yep. And I mean, our rationale was, like I said, it was 15 minutes till anyway, and we'd kind of promised the boy we were going to do fireworks because that was the original plan. But one of the nice things was back there by the train station. What always keeps me away from seeing this is like you got to go up by the hub, and it's such. I mean, hours before people are camping out, and just I hate that sort of vibe. But we said goodbye to you guys right under the train station there. We got a little Mickey bar for the boy at the little popcorn vending thing that probably makes $1 million a day. And so like we're right there, and I'm like, well, we can just stand back here and have that straight shot down Main Street of the castles to still get a decent view of the projections on there, and a perfect view of the fireworks. And it was actually a nice way to see the show because you still got the music. They leave the lights on at Town Square back there, but other than that, it was if you didn't want to mess with the crowds, it was really a nice way to see it.
Yeah.
Which surprised me. I thought it would be jammed back there too. So I'm not telling you. I'm telling anybody who might be listening and considering going that's a good alternative spot if you still want to be able to see the projections. And I was actually pretty impressed with it. I thought it was. I remember before I was like, it seemed like it might be
you
too
were
much, whatever.
Poo-pooing it.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I'm no fireworks expert. I wish I did know something about fireworks and that whole thing. My gut tells me that what they're doing with fireworks has got to be some groundbreaking stuff. Just the quality, the nature, the shapes that they're doing with them, the coordination with the rest of the show. I was surprised how many times there's like projections that go up the castle and the firework just goes the exact same arc, like kind of continues the animation and stuff. It's just like that's in the fireworks world. I got to imagine that people are just like going, "Oh my God, that is a new bar in fireworks shows."
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That was good.
I mean, they're the leaders, right? I mean, nobody else does what they do.
Well, you say day. That. Well, not every day, but like for what would I equate it to? So, like, yes, the amazing fireworks. But if you were to go see the Macy's 4th of July fireworks over in New York, same level of quality. Like it didn't seem like that much difference in the sort of firework technology and stuff. But this is a whole new level of fireworks shows. It just like. And I haven't read anything about it, but I'm just wondering, like, whatever blogs that the fireworks people read, that it must be just filled with, like, can you believe what Disney's done with this? Like, because the shapes of the things, the coordination with the animations, the colors are like, it's a completely different palette of fireworks. I mean, you saw them, I guess, as you guys were leaving one night or something, but just if you look at, I wouldn't even know how to compare it, but the old like fireworks before, like there's certain color red, certain color blue, and I guess whatever chemicals and stuff they're making of. But this whole new show, the palette of the colors in the fireworks is completely different. It's like more iridescent and like richer and sparklier and just like really impressive. I don't know enough about that world to comment on why it is, but I liked it. Thought it was pretty good. I will say it seems like it's too long of a show, though, because it's 18 minutes. The old show was 13 minutes.
Oh, 18 minutes.
It's 18 minutes. It's a long show. Yeah.
That is a long show.
Yep. So, and actually there's they kind of, well, I don't know if they did it wrong because what do I know, but there's actually towards the end, it seems like there's a finale and like there's this quiet sort of thing. And I guess if you're in the hub, you know exactly what's going on. But people always think that's the end, and there's like another 2 minutes or 3 minutes after that. But yeah, an 18-minute fireworks show it's a long show, but it was good. Wish you guys had stayed.
Because Illuminations is a long show.
It is. I don't know exactly what the time is, but yeah. Because after a while you're like, okay.
Right, and that's kind of because we caught most of Illuminations, but then like they start showing the stuff on the globe, and,
right.
And it's like, okay, we start walking.
It's
like, all right, well,
we'll catch the big finale from Spaceship Earth.
Right, because you can see it from anywhere around Lagoon.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, well, we caught it.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like Wishes was like the perfect length. I don't know why, but 13 minutes, it was pretty good.
Longer is not always better.
Right, so
that kind of recaps my trip. There's a ton more, obviously, but and like I said, I haven't gone through my photos. Like, I don't even remember a lot of stuff we did. Yeah. As I go through my photos, I'll remember more.
Do you know how many you took? I'm curious what, like, even a rough number.
Oh God, 4,000.
Whoa, that is a lot. And not that, I mean, the goal isn't to take as many as possible, but I'm just wondering because, like, that's always. Well, and the older I get, the more I get. Right, it's like, oh my God! Not only did I have to stress taking the 4,000 shots, now I have to go through all these. So wow.
So I haven't even started to touch. I've gathered them all in Lightroom from all of from the camera, from the phones, from every source, from PhotoPass, or Memory Maker, whatever it's called now. So I have them all in Lightroom. I just need to now go through all of them.
Speaking of which, PhotoPass, and since you were there all week, like I was just because we went with you guys, right, and we went on Buzz Lightyear, right, and I'm looking at PhotoPass, and there's pictures from when we were at Buzz Lightyear, except they're not us. They're some other family, and like it seems like every time I go to Buzz Lightyear, this happens. I always get somebody else's pictures at Buzz Lightyear. Do you guys ever experience this, or is it just some weird phenomenon that only I see?
I mean, I got ours. I got our two, and then I did get somebody else's, but that was my fault because I touched my band to theirs, and I didn't. I thought I was touching it to our other one.
Wait. What? You touched what to whom? You touched who where?
Well, at when you leave, they have the monitors, and you touch your band to the one you want.
Oh, why do you have to do that? Mine just show up in the app though.
Oh well, maybe that's I don't know. I don't know.
Because I did get a couple of us, but then I have like 6 of either, I guess, who was there before. Well, not before us, because it was you. I guess whoever was after us. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you had to go touch your...
Yeah, because Space Mountain used to, just automatically read your magic bands, and they don't do that anymore. You actually have to go up and touch it. Because I missed... I didn't realize that, and so I missed our first ride on Space Mountain. So I don't have those pictures.
Did you get video from any of the rides that do video?
Yes, I did. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tower of Terror both do video.
Okay. I can't wait to see all this in about 6 months when you get it all done.
No. I'm going to try to get it done so that I can post it.
Okay.
For all of our loyal listeners that would like to see them.
All right. I hope it doesn't bring down the Flickr service when you do it.
I hope not.
Cool. So when
I
you
probably
coming back?
only have 2 good photos anyway. So
stop. So when you coming back? Because I joked with you on our chat earlier that I kind of got used to like every couple of days. All right, we gotta go meet Glenn and the family out there.
I know.
Play hooky from work.
I think we're gonna try to do a shorter trip in October. And we realized why we picked that date that we had picked. Because the kids it's the end of the first 9 weeks in school, and the kids are off that Friday. And so we would only have to take them out of school one day, like the following Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I think we need to stick to that. So it's like mid-October or something like that. So it's not that long away.
Good. And what do you think? I'm sorry. You think 2 trips is break even for an annual pass, or like how many days do you?
Well,
need
anything
to go
over 10 days is. Is
that what it comes down to? 10?
Yeah. So that would put us at 10 days, but or 9 days actually. But I think we're gonna maybe come at Mardi Gras again. So
that's anywhere from January to June, from what I remember. Right?
Yeah, I have no earthly idea when Mardi Gras is next week.
Okay.
I mean, next year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you people in the New Orleans, you're all like, Mardi Gras, whatever, but you all seem to leave when it's Mardi Gras time, so whatever.
Yeah, we do. February 13th, so that week.
Oh, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, is it President's Day as well?
By the way, I know Valentine's Day is the 14th. I'm just saying.
Oh, the 19th. Oh, good. So President's Day is the following week.
So
that's cool.
So
that
would
crowd. Actually. Well, no, it's going to be pretty crowded, but
only from people from
because,
New
as
Orleans.
you say, all of New Orleans.
That week I walk around,
so.
all I see are LSU shirts everywhere from all you people descending upon my park.
Baby.
Yeah, nobody even knows your language. Nobody knows how to. I've seen at Disney they have to get interpreters to speak to your people when they come in.
That's fine. Okay, man.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
That's all right.
It's like another country you live in over there.
Hey, man. There's New Orleans Square in Disneyland. So.
Yeah, Disneyland, the first one where they made all the mistakes, and then they built the other one where they fixed it all.
The only one that Walt walked in.
Yeah, no, whatever.
The last thing he oversaw was New Orleans Square.
Okay.
The last thing.
It did him in. It was so.
His dying wish.
Bad. It was so bad. Whatever. I don't even know why we have these silly.
Assisted in the birth of audio animatronics. Come on, man.
Wait, that was the last episode, wasn't it?
At Disney World. What?
It was last episode, right? Or a couple? And here's your bird. Go make this bird, people.
That's right. You see this? You see this?
I still laugh about that. Make this bird. Come on.
There was some yelling going on.
That had to have been.
All right. Yeah. Do you have a pick of the week?
Oh, so we're doing that?
No, we don't have to.
Yeah, let's. We talked it a lot about. I'm gonna hold it all because it's not that fantastic. So I'll wait till I have something really good. I don't want to waste.
Because I have an idea too, but like I said, I want to go through all my pictures, and then I might or might not have a pick of the week.
All right, but I have a request though. I have a request to think about for next time. So
okay.
For lots of reasons that I won't go into now, I've been really paying a lot of attention to the attractions at the parks and stuff, and thinking about the history of the attractions and things. Uh-huh. And so what I would like to know, and 20 years ago, I bought and read a lot of books about Disney World. Mm-hmm. What I would want to know is if I didn't know anything about the history of Disney World specifically, mm-hmm. and I wanted to have like, what would you recommend would be the best source or sources to say if you really want to understand how Disney World came to be all the way back from when they're buying up the land and the motivation in doing it, and sort of like the process and everything that they went through and the history of the rides and everything. I'd be curious, like, is there a definitive tome for that somebody would go look at? Is there like a single great source of information, or are there like 2 or 3 books that you'd recommend to say, look, these are what you'd have to go through? So
yeah, absolutely, I'll do that.
Okay, I'm curious. That's it. That's my request.
Cool. That's a good request. I like that. Yeah, it'll be very easy, but I could answer it now, but I'm not going to.
Nope. Save it for next time.
I want to cliffhanger. Yeah, and there might be some other information.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and hopefully I've conveyed that right, but I'm just really like I'm fascinated now. Like I should say I'm re-fascinated by it because it's been so long since I paid that deep of attention to it. But like I'm really curious.
But maybe wait, hold on. Maybe I don't want to do that because maybe I want to keep people listening so that I can give that information.
Well, here's the good thing: nobody reads anything anyway, so it won't matter. And what they can do is they can look at the pretty pictures as Uncle Glenn tells his story of the history.
All right.
So it's like it's a multimedia experience.
That's true.
All right. Well, cool. I'll look forward to that then. Well, that's sweet. Was that everything?
Cool. Hopefully I didn't bore everyone with my trip report.
Not everybody.
But it was we did a lot, so there was a lot to talk about.
Good. Yeah, and for me, anyway, I think some of the most important things are, what went well, what was a trouble spot, mm-hmm. what would you do differently, and I think we got all that covered. So, yeah. And what I got out of it basically was just make sure you have enough money that you stay in a really fancy resort, and if you do that, then everything else is good. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, that's kind of it, unfortunately.
All right. Well, listen, time for you to go through your multitude of photos and get those out. So cool. Thanks. Well, it was great seeing you guys. Can't wait for you to come back.
Yeah, us too. We can't wait either.
All right. Cool. Well, see you, everybody.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Terrific Recordings of Nothing. Follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at CBGray, and Glenn on Twitter and Instagram at DizWiz. Follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at Tron_FM, and on Facebook at Terrific Recordings of Nothing. For all things related to the show, including show notes and links to connect with us, visit us at Tron.fm.